You are the author of the Night Angel trilogy, and you'll be coming out with the Lightbringer series pretty soon. You have your third book coming out very shortly. You just came out with Blinding Knife, which you have won 2 awards with. The Gemmel Award and the Reddit R Fantasy Award. And for those of you that don't know, the Gemmel Award is an axe, and the Reddit Award is a knife. So what other weapon-based awards are you hoping for?
My gosh, I think I've kind of topped out. I mean, I have one thing for each hand. The Reddit Award has recently been given a new name, and it's now called the Stabby. So I have a Stabby, and I have the Gemmel axe. So if anybody comes to the door, I'm pretty well armed. So don't come to my door.
All right, there goes my winter plans. Now, with the Lightbringer series, you come out with the third book, which is
called The Broken Eye.
And how's the anticipation been for that one? I mean, you have your own website, BrentWeeks.com, where people, they're always posting on there. How has it been?
It's been really interesting because as an author, I finished the book almost a year before fans get to have their hands on it. So by the time it actually comes out, I feel a little bit divorced from the whole thing because I'm deep into the next book, and in some cases into a completely different kind of intellectual property or something. So my head is someplace different. I'm really excited about my book right now, and we just had a meeting with some fans, and I wanted to spoil things from the book, and I realized I can't talk to you guys about this stuff for a year. So it's I have tons of anticipation. I'm really enjoying it. It's my longest book yet. I think it's my best. I hope fans will get excited. At the appropriate point. I don't want them excited now. I want them excited, when they're pressing pre-order, right?
Well, that is understandable. You want the book sales. Does Kindle count?
Oh yes, absolutely.
All right.
It used to not. So when I came out with the Black Prism, fantasy authors tend to sell a lot of books in electronic book format, and because of our audience, we have lots of early adopters, and so frequently half of our sales will be ebooks. Which is a lot more than certain other genres. And so none of those counted toward the bestseller list, the New York Times bestseller list, which of course is the brass ring everybody's always reaching for. When the Black Prism came out, it didn't count. So it was like, oh crap, I lost half my numbers, right? And like something like 4 months after that book came out, now all things there's a combined list. So yes, fans sometimes ask me, how should I buy this to help you the most? And I always say, buy it the way you like reading, the way that's most convenient for you. And, buy it 2 or 3 times because you'll want to reread. That's a joke. It's a joke.
Well, no, I agree about rereading. Like I said, I've read the Night Angel trilogy like 3 times in a year.
Awesome.
I think obsessed. I mean, I'm probably going to name one of my kids Kyler.
All right.
Just to let you know, that's probably going to happen.
I've got a couple out there who have named their kid Kyler.
Of little Kyler.
Yeah, I do have some little Kylers, so it's pretty awesome. It's a nice name because it's not too weird. It's like it's unique, but it's not weird, right?
You haven't gotten any weird ones, have you? Like somebody going Gareth?
No Gareth. Gosh. Now I have a life goal, so I appreciate that. If I can get a kid called Gareth, it's awesome.
Well, with the Night Angel trilogy, that kind of, you did a real quick wrap up at the end of the book. Are you kind of hoping to go back in the future?
Yes, I have long range plans for the Night Angel trilogy. It's really going to become the Night Angel series. I intentionally left. I tried to make nice closure so that the story is done. So if you enjoyed that, it was all right, but you're done with Brent Weeks now. That you can get out. I don't want to trap people into the never-ending series where they buy book 10 because, oh crap, I bought the first 9 books and I want to see how it ends. So fans have an out, but all the same, I built it with the intention of I've actually got a plot line written for about the next 20 years in that world. I've signed a deal with Orbit that to continue that series. So it's definitely there. It's always been in my head. I sometimes have to push it to the side mentally as I'm writing the Lightbringer series and not think about those books because those are great characters and I love them and I miss writing them. So, but we'll be going back.
Okay, well, that's excellent to hear. But definitely looking forward to that. So, are there any new characters that you've been thinking about, or are you kind of wanting to go back to Kyler and Vi's story? Because that's something I was really hoping for them.
I've still got a few balls in the air about that. When I finished, I thought that there were about 3 entry points where I could start writing. Like, I know what happens in the world, but where you start telling about what happens in the world is a tricky question when you have the range of ages of characters that I have. One of my entry points is like 16 years later, after the events of the Night Angel trilogy. And for some of the characters, that's awesome, and you get to see some of these kids grown up. You get to see some people, become kind of fully who they are. And with other characters, you miss a bunch of the most interesting stuff that they would have done. So it's a little tricky. Right now, I'm leaning toward, but I'm not making any promises. I'm leaning towards starting within a few months after the end of the Night Angel trilogy. My thought is that we'll see more other characters come to the fore. And of those characters who may have survived the ending, let's not spoil who lives. Those characters will be important characters, but will become more side characters.
Okay, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to writing it. I got to write a prequel for that series called Perfect Shadow, and writing Durzo Blent was so it kind of shows how Durzo becomes Durzo, and writing Durzo Blent, I was like, oh my God, I miss this guy. He's so much fun to write. He's fun to spend time with. So I miss those characters, and I'm eager to go back.
Have you ever thought about going more into Durzo's past? Because, I mean, I know he covers, 700 years of his own existence. Right. I mean, you could probably do a series just on him alone, but...
The thing I like to do is, I'd like to tell the history of the world as we move forward. The history gets unveiled, and you can do that through just flashbacks if you want, or other ways where you learn more about who the character was. It's very, very difficult to tell somebody the ending of the story and then keep the tension high as you go through. Some people do it successfully, like the Iliad. You know the ending of the story. Certainly the Odyssey, you know the ending of the story.
Well, no spoilers on that.
Right. We'll try not to give that away. But then you also see the hurdles that are faced by a story like that. Like, everybody wants to know, how did Darth Vader become Darth Vader? Well, that story didn't turn out as good as everybody hoped, because it's very hard to show that kind of character transformation when you already know where they're going to get. And so that's a significant hurdle to jump over, and we've seen people succeed, and we've seen people fail.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Yeah. I was going to try not to name check it, and then I couldn't come up with any other example that absolutely everybody would know, and it was right there, Darth Vader. So.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to go into that one. That's a lot of nerd rage.
We'll leave that nerd rage for the comments. Yeah, but authors have nerd rage too, just so you know.
But so far with Space City Con, how are you liking it? Just going around the convention. Have you gotten to meet any celebrities? Is there anybody here you're excited to meet yourself?
Boy, I'm really excited to be here. It's cool to be back in Houston. Even though today was cold, I stayed inside like pretty much I always do. So being a writer, and I worked a little bit today, so I didn't get out very much. I went to one panel with a guy whose name is escaping me now. Oh gosh, Christy, help me out. I'm calling off screen. Oh, she forgets to. We'll superimpose it on the screen, right? Right? We can do that on YouTube, right? Okay. Anyway, an actor who was really great, and that was really fun. I'm looking forward to going to a number of things once I get through my reading. I'm just kind of focused that far ahead, but it's been a great con so far, and really excited to be here.
Well, we're very excited that you're here. Very happy for you to sit down with us, and thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me.
That's Adam with GeekVengers TV, and keep watching.